It's time to get outdoors on WHTL. Are you ready? From the deepest woods to the open waters, from the rocky trails to the snowy tracks, if that happens outdoors, we're talking about it. From fishing to hiking to hunting to trail riding, we cover it all. Brought to you by Petrick Service Station, Holden Sporting Goods, Black River Express, Moe Hardware, the Levis Drum Rail Riders, the Elk Ride and Gun Club, Triplo County Economic Development and Tourism, and the Associated Conservation Clubs of Triplo County. So tighten up your boots, check your hook, and fire up the engine. The adventure starts now.
That's right. It may not be the best day to get outdoors with all that smoke out there, but we're going to talk about getting outdoors, and I've got my guest, Tim Stevens, with me. We've been talking about polka and yodeling and all kinds of good fun. You are a member of the Blair Sportsmen Club, and what is it, the Associated Conservation Club of Trempealeau County. Did I get that right?
You did, yep.
All right. Good morning. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing just fantabulous. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty darn good myself. So, yeah, you are probably, well, you said you are the youngest one down there right now. You want to tell everyone your age?
Yep, so I'm currently 26 on the board at the Blair Club.
That is awesome. And we're here to talk about and try to encourage younger people to get involved in these conservation clubs, because a lot of the members are getting up there in age, and we need to replace them as, I don't want to say as they die, because that's kind of morbid, but, you know, as people, you know, get out of these things, it's better to get younger people in and keep them involved to continue the conservation that they're doing in Trempealeau County.
Yep, that's absolutely right. You know, without clubs like this, without younger people getting involved, I hate to see these clubs start to disappear. And they do so much for our community, and they do so much for conservation throughout the state of Wisconsin, throughout the whole country, the clubs like this. So it's pretty important to get involved.
Yeah, and I've talked with many of the members of different rod and gun clubs and stuff around the area, and the conservation club, and it's, you know, it's more than just, you know, doing hunter safety and things like that. I mean, they're buying land and helping with these canoe landings and doing a lot of projects with and raising that money through the community. And so, like, for me, that's the conservation I think that they're doing right. Unless we have local people involved, you know, the government can do whatever they want with their, you know, their laws and ordinances and stuff like that, but it really takes the local people like you getting involved and seeing where we can help conserve our land and also open it up to others to use.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, you know. And on top of just doing, you talk about hunter safety, you know, that's where a lot of that comes from is our clubs, but you look, anybody who likes to go pheasant hunting, you know, it's your clubs that release the pheasants. Anybody who likes fishing, you know, a lot of the clubs are the ones that are stocking the fish, and in Blair, we just did the dredging project, which they're just wrapping up. But, you know, it's our club helping with the repopulation of the fish in that lake, and that's extremely beneficial. Yeah. So it's real important to help support your clubs also.
Yeah, and there's so much that they do that people that goes unnoticed. What got you involved in the club? What made you want? Did you have family members that were involved before, or was this just, you know, I want to do something good for the community and got involved?
It actually started with a conversation with a guy we were kind of working on a project with. We got to be good friends. He had mentioned they had something coming up, planting trees, I believe is what it was. So I went up there and did that. Next thing you know, I'm at a meeting, and now it's weekly trap shoots and helping with all the parties. I got put on the board now, so it's all kinds of planning, and it really is a lot of fun. Sounds like work, but most of it's fun. Yeah.
You know, especially when you're getting out there with other people who have the same passion as you. You know, it's very cool to see. And I'm sure it probably brings a little more pep in their step with the older guys there to have someone younger around.
It sure seems to, and having fresh ideas from a younger guy never hurts, you know, and there is no such thing as a bad idea. Just because they don't choose your idea doesn't mean you should throw it out there.
Yep, exactly. You know, it's always, you know, that's how we learn from each other, and we can make changes and stuff. And you're a local Whitehall guy, though, originally, right?
Yep, I'm originally from Whitehall. I moved to Blair 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, living in Blair, and you said you're working for the city there?
Yep, been there just over 3 years now.
Okay, so yeah, you're helping clean up the city and then also help clean up the beautiful land we have around here in Trempealeau County. Is there any events or any fundraising, anything you have going on coming up anytime soon here?
You know, I forgot to bring my list.
No, that's okay.
I can't remember what the next one coming up is. But we've got them, I believe it's once a month we have at least one event there at the club. So
yeah, and they can go to the Blair Sportsmen's Club on Facebook. Do you guys have a website too?
We do have a website. Easiest way to get to all that is go on Facebook. There's 2 different Facebook accounts, but if you click the wrong one, the first thing that'll pop up is a link to the new Facebook, and that'll have all your updates, the website, everything's on there.
Okay, very cool. And, you know, being involved, are you a hunter and a fisher yourself, too?
I am.
Okay. Which one do you prefer, or is it both? It's just whatever's in season?
It's really hard to pick. I hunt whatever's in the season, and fishing is pretty much all year long, as much as I can.
Yep, that's great. So I'm sure you got a freezer full of meat then, huh?
Oh, usually I do.
But that's the way to do it here in Wisconsin. If you don't hunt yourself, it's good to have a friend that hunts, or a friend or a family member, because I get venison from my brother all the time because I'm allergic to deer. So as long as the hair's off them, I can be around them. So I can eat them. I just can't pet them.
Sure.
So so you've got they've done some projects, like you said, the dredging project that they just finished up, and that's going to get us all ready for ice fishing. That's going to be, I don't want to talk about it yet, but that'll be coming up not too soon in the future. Well, actually, it's going to be closer than we think here.
Yeah, hopefully we get some good ice this year, because that's been a little bit of an issue the last few years, but we're hoping.
Yep, and I'm sure they'll have the big ice fishing contest going on out there again, and be a little easier than this year, because wasn't the water low last year?
I think it was a mixture of the water low and lack of ice is why we decided not to. Plus, with the dredging coming up, we weren't sure if they wanted to start that in the winter or kind of how that was going to plan out as far as the club went. So we played it safe and just did a little non-ice fishing contest. We had a good turnout. People had a lot of fun there. So
like you said, a lot of it's about community too. Getting involved in these conservation clubs. It's not just work. Some of the work is fun because you're doing it with others, but it's a lot about community too, getting people together. And I think that's, as wacky as this world is, that we need more of that. People getting involved in their community events. That's how you hold a community together.
Absolutely, and in doing stuff like that, you meet a lot of new people, you make a lot of new friends, and you make a lot of good connections. People that maybe know about stuff you don't, that you never would have thought you ever need to know about. And well, you met this guy at a club meeting, and I know exactly who to call. It's really cool to build them networks too that you can do, and you wouldn't think it at a club meeting it would be that way, but it really is. Yeah,
and we talked earlier about how young people have new ideas that they bring in, but also us young guys, we can learn from our elders too. They've lived a lot of life and know a lot of things. So that's one of the things I enjoy with getting involved with different organizations and stuff is talking to people who are around of how things have changed and kind of their perspective on the way things should move forward too.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes both ways. You learn from each other, and it's beneficial for everybody all around, for having the older guys and having younger guys like me that are involved, and that's another reason why it's so important to be there. Yeah,
and like we've been talking, getting the young guys involved. If someone wants to get involved in it, they can just show up to a meeting or check your Facebook, message you through there, or message someone through there. What's the best way you would suggest them getting involved?
Find out when your local club meetings are and just buy your membership and go to the meeting and start talking with people there, because you'll probably fall in love with it like I did, and you'll want to live there.
Yeah, and talking with everyone that's come into, you say buy your membership, and people are like, oh, I got to pay a membership, but they're pretty reasonable. What is your membership fees down there?
I believe our for single is $20, and for $20 you get all access to our ranges and to our meetings. There's a lot that you can do with just a $20 membership. We have guys that buy it just to use the range, and they're at the range almost every day.
Yep.
And they have a lot of fun with that. So.
Yep. And this goes out. I don't want to slight anyone, but for anyone who's out there who keeps missing their deer, it's probably a good idea to go out there and get your get your gun sighted in. So that $20 will go a long way. Get out there, get sighted in, and you can get that big buck next year.
That's right.
Yeah. So. Well, is there anything else you want to cover before we get going, or any messages you want to send out to people?
I know you get nervous going to new places, to some of you younger people, guys and girls alike, but I'm telling you right now, it is worth doing. Try it. If you don't like it, great, but give it a shot. Show up to your local club meeting. You're not going to be out of place by any means. Most of the time you walk in as a younger person, and people are going to walk up, introduce themselves, shake hands, and you're going to make quick friends. Yep. It's really worth doing, and it's important to do, so please consider it.
Yeah, it's not like going to a church and sitting in the back pew and being afraid,
That's right.
That's right. You're going to be welcomed with warm arms and people happy to see you there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well, this has been great. We got to get you on here more. We need to get younger people encouraged to get involved in their local rod and gun clubs and conservation clubs, because you guys are the future, and if you don't get involved, it's going to go away, and then who knows what's going to take its place.
That's absolutely right.
All right. Tim, I've been talking with Tim Stevens here on Get Outdoors. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time you come in.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Heating and air conditioning. conditioning, your trained comfort specialist, Bagnapski.
Bagnapski Heating and Air Conditioning.